Hello class 10, welcome to history class. We are doing chapter 2. In our last class we have seen the Bamabodhini Potrika and the Hindu Patriot. In today's class we will do Hutum Pachar Naksha. From the word Hutum Pachar Naksha, you can understand that it is the sketches by a watching owl. So the English translation of this book is the sketches by a watching owl, and it was published in 1862 by Kali Prashanna Sinha. So what we see is that this book, the Hutum Pachar Naksha, also holds an important place in the history of Bengali literature. And in 1862 this book was published, which gives us a clear picture of the Bengali society, and it also established the literary genius of Kali Prashanna Sinha. In 1862, as this book was published, immediately it became very popular among the people of Bengal. So what we see is that what are the things that are covered in this book, the Hutum Pachar Naksha. One thing that we should remember is that this Hutum Pachar Naksha is a book on Bengal society. It gives a picture of the then Bengal society, and it gives a picture of Calcutta or Bengal during that time, which was an epoch-making time. That is a time of change. A change was coming, and how the old and the new coexisted during this time. This picture we get from the book of Kali Prashanna Sinha, that is Hutum Pachar Naksha. Hutum or the owl is a keen observer of the society. Like this, it has been presented in the book. Kali Prashanna Sinha himself has been a keen observer of the Bengal society, and he is presenting the picture of the Bengali society. So what we see, he is addressing that how the old and the new coexist during the time when the British are trying to establish Calcutta as a city, and they are trying to establish their capital in Calcutta. During this time, many new things are coming, and the old is also there, which is custom bound. So how the new is coming and the old is also existing along with the new, this picture we get from the book of Hutum Pachar Naksha. And Hutum Pachar Naksha is actually a satirical book which has a deep irony. Like as Kali Prashanna Sinha is writing this book, he is writing it with deep irony, that it has deep meaning. In a satirical form he is writing. So we'll see that in this book we get the picture of the society. We get the picture of the ordinary man. Kali Prashanna Sinha himself was born in a rich household of Jorashako, but he gives us the picture of ordinary man in such a way that it feels like he himself was from a ordinary household. So we actually get a complete idea about the life of an ordinary man during this time, during the 19th century. And we also see that how this class, the ordinary class, were affected by different changes in the society. Also we see in this book, during this time there was a rise in the conversion to Christianity. Many people were converting to Christianity during this time. We can see that from this book, that there was a rise in Christianity, conversion to Christianity. Also there was a rise of the Brahmo movement during this time. Another thing that happened during this time is the crossing of the sea. This crossing of sea was considered as a taboo, or it was not allowed during that time, in the 19th century, and how these things were looked upon by the society. That picture also we get from Kali Prashanna Sinha's Hutum Pachar Naksha. And we see that during this time, as the British are coming in, how they are exploiting or torturing the British rule, how the class division of the society, the Brahmanas were there, and how they were looking down upon the other classes. This picture has also been presented. Also we see that as it was published in 1862, just before few years, there had been the Sepoy Mutiny, the revolt of 1857, the Great Revolt of 1857. So this revolt has also been taken up as a cause in this book, the Hutum Pachar Naksha. There we see that Kalikrishna Sinha, through his writing, criticized the British government for their exploitation and for like trying to exaggerate the rebellion, and also for trying to suppress the rebels with unfair means. These things have also been taken up in this book. Also, we see the Indigo Rebellion has also been given a place in the book Hutum Pachar Naksha. That is, the British administration or the colonial exploitation has been criticized deeply by Kalikrishna Sinha in his book, the Hutum Pachar Naksha. So, as we see, this book was written in colloquial language. It was written in a lucid language which was very much approachable to people. People could easily read this as it was written in the colloquial language, the Cholit language, which was prevalent during this time. Due to this, it became immensely popular, and it gave an important place to Kalikrishna Sinha as well, where we see that he was immortalized in Bengali literature due to his work, the Hutum Pachar Naksha. So apart from these thing, that is the social customs and about the British misrule, he has also mentioned about the rise of the Zamindari class. The Zamindari class rose during this time, and how this impacted the other classes, this has also been narrated in his writing, the Hutum Pachar Naksha. He also mentioned about the Nach girls who used to dance and perform in the Zamindari household. This thing has also been mentioned. Another thing that he mentioned is about the rise of the Babu class. He was strongly against this Babu class, and he presented them as unscrupulous, rich, alcoholic people who were a shame of the society, and he strongly criticized this class, the Babu class. If you have read Bankim Chandra's Babu, then you should know that Bankim Chandra has mentioned the Babu class as the 10th avatar or the 10th incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Like, he in a satirical form he has said, not in real sense, but in a satirical form he has tried to criticize the Babu class, because this Babu culture, they were not completely English educated, but they were working under the English, and they were supporting the English and going against their own people, that is going against the Indian, though they themselves were Indian. So this class has been hugely criticized. They were blindly trying to imitate the English culture and custom, whereas they themselves were not English, but they were trying to blindly imitate, whether it was wrong, it was right, blindly they were imitating the British culture. So this Babu class, the rise of the Babu class has been criticized, and they were presented as an unscrupulous, rich, alcoholic people by Kalikrishna Sinha. Also, we see that he has criticized the English educated people who were completely blindly supporting the English people, and he has also given a picture of the ordinary people, how their lifestyle was. In your book, you can see that an excerpt from Kalikrishna Sinha's book is given, and it is highlighted. That part you can see there. He is telling that how at the end of the day, when all the people are emerging after their work, and all the people are in same condition, whether he is a Brahmin or he is a crematory man or he is a palki bearer, those who are given low class in the society and those who are given a higher class in the society, all are emerging and all are almost in same condition. So this picture you can get, you should go through that highlighted portion in your book. There we'll see that it has a deep satire, a deep irony, that he is saying that though class division has been imposed in the society by the upper class, but at the end of the day, when they're returning home after their work, all are more or less same. Also, we see that in this book, Kalikrishna Sinha gives a picture of the ordinary life of the common people and about their festival, like the Choruk festival, the Barwari festival, and some festival which were performed during this time in the Calcutta. So we get a picture of the society. So what we see as not only he is giving a picture of the society, Also, he is giving a national picture of the national events and how the British were misruling or exploiting the Indian, like we have discussed already about the revolt of 1857 has been presented in this book, and the Indigo Rebellion also presented in this book, and how the people suffered or were exploited. This picture is also given. Moreover, we see that this book gained importance as it mentioned it there we find a picture of earlier books like Nobo Babu Bilash, which was a very famous book about the Babu culture, and also Babu Bilash. These books, Alaler Ghare Dulal and Kolkata Kamala Moy, these books picture we can get from the Hutum Pachan Naksha. So this book also covers some portions of the earlier books. This gave even more popularity to the Hutum Pachan Naksha. And we see that Kali Prasanna Sinha himself became very popular and became a figure of the masses after the writing of this book Hutum Pachan Naksha. So here we end our today's lesson, that is Hutum Pachan Naksha. Hutum Pachan Naksha you will prepare for a 10 marks answer, also for a 4 marks answer, and the notes will be provided in the description. Thank you. Next class we will start the next lesson.